Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk faster, faster, faster. Gotta talk fast.
Welcome to an oral review of Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog, reminding you to set battery charging limits on your phone. Newer phones, such as iPhones, allow you to set a percentage limit to battery charges. If you're not doing much on a certain day, you can set it to 80% charge. If you're going to be out and about all day, you can set it to 95% charge. Not charging your phone to 100% or letting it drain to zero can drastically expand the lifetime of your phone. I'm Nick, and except for this intro, I wrote the script.
And I'm Dominic, and except for this intro, I haven't read any of today's script.
All right. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you need to get off your chest?
Yeah, I actually do, but I'm not recording it.
Oh. We specifically don't talk when we get in so that we can be like, yeah, what's new with you? Let's talk about life, man, on camera so it can be there for everyone to see forever.
Mm-hmm. Favorite ice cream?
Of all time?
Of all time.
I mean, you want something that goes with everything, right? If you, I know this sucks, but I mean, technically it should be vanilla, right?
That's exactly my answer too, because I've heard crazy answers like double fudge, chocolate, whatever, and it's like, but like, well, okay, it depends on the question, because I did ask favorite of all time.
Yeah.
I guess the
best ice cream of all time is vanilla.
Is vanilla, yes.
I guess, okay. And then if we were just doing favorites,
like single case, like you can have other ice creams, of course, but like what was like the best experience of an ice cream?
I mean,
not too much, not too.
It sucks as an answer.
It's still vanilla?
No, it's simple, I know, but probably just like a chocolate chip cookie dough, because I really like the texture of the cookie dough in the ice cream.
Yes.
And you throw some chocolate chips in that bad boy and bam, you got yourself a stew.
Yeah.
So
well, for the record, that's everything you were about to say was the incorrect answer. The correct answer was the Sonic the Hedgehog head-shaped.
The one that always looks like it's like dying and it's begging to be eaten.
The barely blue, like like a kid took a watercolor marker and like scribbled all over it to make it blue.
I need to see where I can. Do they still make those?
Oh, I saw one on the street, like an ice cream truck.
I should buy some, put them in the freezer, and we'll record it. We'll record us eating it for content. The only thing,
mukbang. We need to get into mukbangs.
What are mukbangs?
Are you serious?
Have we had this conversation?
Probably every time I bring up the word mukbangs,
yeah, because it's such an insane thing.
Your mind immediately goes to gangbang, which is the correct way to go.
Yeah, but in the mud. Yeah, no, it's like mud wrestling.
Mukbang is when it's just like filming yourself eating, and there's nothing inherently sexual about it, but it is sexualized.
Okay. And you brought this up in context to a video idea that I had that I'm not going to say on camera just yet. But it would be inherently sexual every single time we did an episode.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, and you're gonna have to tell me later.
No, I'll say it now. Just beep it.
Okay.
It's the.
Oh yeah, actually yes. Actually yeah.
Notice I put my hand over my mouth so they couldn't lip read that one.
Or I'll just put a Gaussian blur over it.
Sure. I still want to do that, but that's just, a little bit further down the line. You want to talk about Knuckles?
Okay, yeah, sure. We are reading the second of a 3-part mini-series. This is Knuckles and the Echidna's reluctant traveling companion Archimedes as they confront a menace from the floating island's past, the renegade scientist called Enerjack.
Hell of a title.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't the title. I'm pretty sure it's Rites of Passage Part 2, but either way.
I feel like you were kind of right on that.
Okay.
Right on the money.
All right, here we go. This was released in June of 1996, script by Ken Penders and Mike Konternovich, and penciled by Art Mahwini. Knuckles' ancestral heritage was one of duty and honor, or so he'd been led to believe. But today, a threat to the floating island, and all existence, has unveiled the dark side of Echidna civilization. His role as guardian of the Chaos Emeralds, long thought the noblest of callings, is in truth atonement for for the treachery of an ancestor who dared place himself above the great good. That ancestor, the renegade echidna scientist named Dimitri, has survived 1,000 years of imprisonment beneath Mount Fate and returned to work his evil will as Enerjack, harbinger of chaos. The straits are dire, but Knuckles is not alone. At his side stands Archimedes the Fire Ant, ambassador of a race which shares a secret, symbiotic relationship with the echidnas. A relationship dating back to the origins of the island, even though, in theory, their people are natural enemies. Now confronted by a greater evil, Knuckles and this unlikely ally must apply the lessons of the past to the present, or there will be no future for any of them.
So this does confirm something, and they make it pretty explicit in this issue itself, that the fire ants are sentient, and they know what they're doing.
Yep.
Which is wild. Do echidnas eat fire ants? Like in the world?
Okay. So I don't know, but I do remember that Sonic short, a fan-made animation where it was the Sonic X setting, and Chris Thorndike's housekeeper Ella, again, this is all fan animation, she was like, hey, I'm going to feed all of you your natural diets as animals, because we've never seen anthropomorphic animals like you before, just regular animals. And she served, Ella, the maid, served the whole Sonic cast their natural food. So, for instance, Tails got a dead rabbit, and Knuckles got ants. That's how I know that they eat ants.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Well, but was that a callback to this?
Yes. No. Knuckles and Archimedes are in a giant desert named Sandopolis, which is on the outskirts of Angel Island. Knuckles says it will take days to cross the desert, which is funny because the last issue, the kind artist at Archie Comics drew us a map of Angel Island, along with the location of where these two knuckleheads are, and it's only a few hours hike to get out of the desert. Knuckles is just exaggerating.
Well, for reference, they put a scale. Remember?
They did.
They put a scale, so I went back and I looked at it, and it's like a 10-mile hike, if that. And
that's not bad at all. For a dude who can glide.
Yeah, right? And he's talking about it's going to be days? And like, I was going to be like nice and be like, oh, maybe like they're on the far side of the Angel Island or something. But they literally put a red marks the spot kind of thing. And they're like, you are here. They show exactly where Knuckles and Archimedes is, and it's 10 miles.
They never thought any of the children reading this comic would do the
care.
math.
Yeah.
Or it's like they would care because 10 miles is a lot for a child.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, Knuckles does have short legs.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no,
we'll double it. 6 hour.
You'd have to be a stupid idiot to be reading these as an adult.
Yeah, only the dumbest of people. Except for our audience. They're all super smart.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just the people who do podcasts about it are really dumb.
The two begin their day's hike when a giant sandworm, also known as a sandcrawler, pops out of the ground and starts attacking the two. As everyone knows, sandcrawlers are giant worm-like creatures that are attracted to and attack body heat. I know what you're thinking, dear listener. How can a sandcrawler be attracted to body heat when the surface of the sand can get up to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Celsius? How would the creature recognize the body heat of a creature over the surface of the sand? Wouldn't it make more sense for the sandworm to be hypersensitive to the vibrations of the surface, where one can feel the slightest tremor, like in the hit film Tremors? I know you nerds thought I was going to make a Dune reference, but Tremors is the superior film about worms who detect vibrations on the surface of sand. Anyway, the answer is no. I have put more thought into this than the writers have. The giant sandcrawler starts attacking Knuckles. Archimedes starts blowing fire out of his mouth, like all fire ants can, and the sandcrawler changes directions and starts speeding towards Archimedes. He has the sandcrawler chase him to a huge boulder, where he jumps on the rock, and the sandcrawler crashes into the boulder, and presumably dies, like in the hit film Tremors. Knuckles and Archimedes, exhausted from their run in with the exhausted from their run-in with the sandcrawler, sits down to have a snack. So they start roasting marshmallows. Knuckles asks Archimedes about the history of the fire ants and the echidnas, and he starts monologuing for the next few pages about history we just learned about in the last 2 issues. So echidna legends tell to a time when our island was landbound and imperiled by a great white comet. How do I know? Because my people were there. In response to the threat, your echidna ancestors had concocted a daring plan to save their city. They gathered Chaos Emeralds and dumped them into the crystalline caverns beneath their city. The plan was to focus the gem's energies through this chaos chamber, negate the force of gravity, and physically uplift Echidnopolis out of harm's way. An inspiring plan, one which might have never worked if we fire ants hadn't performed the groundbreaking ceremony. My ancestors granted our island the freedom of the skies, a freedom it enjoys to this very day. Not the first time we'd saved echidna bacon, or the last. Decades later, technologists Edmund and Dimitri devised a method to return this island to the ground. The scientific elite thought it too dangerous to try, but that only served to goad the power-hungry and unstable Dimitri further. Driven mad by his own ambition, he used the chaos siphon he and his brother had designed. It drained the power of 11 of the island's 12 emeralds into himself and raised a great dark tower as a monument to his treachery. Eating away at its foundation, my people collapsed the tower within itself, burning Dimitri beneath Mount Fate for all times. Or so we thought. Since then, we've always been there, behind the scenes, lending a helping hand as needed, from generation to generation. That's why I've been testing you, to make sure you're up to the task that lie ahead, mate. Then, Dimitri resurfaced as Enerjack, captured us, and dumped us here out of spite.
I get that you have to, with these miniseries, assume that no one knows what has happened in the past couple of issues.
I don't think you should be doing that. I don't think that's a good strategy at all.
Recap because the idea is, if I'm a kid and I'm walking along, I'm like, oh look, there's a Knuckles miniseries. I'll pick that up. I shouldn't have to read all the Sonic stuff to know about the Knuckles stuff, right?
That's how you like it.
No. I don't think you should just do separate issues, period.
Yeah, I
think this should be
one large thing. One large story.
Well, that and I mean, I guess they're trying to make it so you have 2 different comic series going at
right
in tandem. But I would be like, this should be Knuckles. I mean, this should be a Sonic issue, and it's just, Knuckles focused. But I don't know how contracts work and stuff like that. There's probably a thing where they're like, Knuckles can't lead a Sonic comic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if it was me, I would have Knuckles on the cover, spray painting Sonic's
sure
thing. So it just and then tag it so it says Knuckles under it or something. That's very 90s and cool kid, right?
Mm-hmm. But do you think this 3-part miniseries should have been one literal issue? Or?
Yeah, I mean, 1000%.
Because they're really stretching it out with all this exposition. Because this is supposed to be a massive reveal. It's like, oh shit, the fire ants, they were behind all
everything,
of the echidnas.
Man.
They were behind everything. Not really behind everything, but more so they were there when no one else was for the echidnas, and the echidnas don't even give a shit, which is a good, look, that alone, I do kind of enjoy. That's actually a really good message, how we don't care about the little guy who, despite them doing everything for us, doing hard manual labor for, or just any kind of labor, right, for us. And especially for the technologically advanced, the wealthy, the privileged, even the middle class, they're the ones that are reaping all these benefits, and all the ignorance, all of the pride, all of the arrogance that Echidnopolis has, that this middle class or wealthy elite has, completely, just entirely buoyed, made possible by these literal worker ants, right? That's a cool message. I don't like the delivery of that message because it's just massive exposition.
Yeah, and half this issue is literally just Archimedes monologuing to Knuckles.
I would have much preferred if maybe they do a flashback. We focus a story on, then just one option, but you focus a story on a random echidna and then a random ant or group of fire ants that help the echidnas along the way, which is technically what they did by freeing those fire ants that freed Dimitri. But that was really more of like, oh, what was that? That was like a little Easter egg almost. And then they explain it later. No, show it. Show how they do it. I mean, like really like go into it. How they manage to help over a long period of time instead of just this one tiny moment. No, because that doesn't feel like, oh, we've been here for generations helping people.
Well, also, and maybe they'll expand on it, but my gut says they won't. There's a whole fire ant civilization.
Yeah.
They specifically, this was what I was going to bring up at the end of it, but we're talking about it now. They specifically call out like the groundbreaking ceremony. Right?
Which is oh, sorry, have we gotten there yet?
Well, he said it in his monologue.
Okay. Yeah, and there's a picture showing.
Yeah. And they're all wearing shoes, which they weren't wearing shoes last time we saw it, but that's a different conversation.
That was a fashion thing. That was a fad.
If you're part of the groundbreaking ceremony, you get shoes. That's what you get. But like that implies, I don't know what's up with my TV screen. That implies like they use the word ceremony. No, like, I hate that. I hate the fact they use the word ceremony.
No. I think that groundbreaking ceremony is just a turn of phrase. I think it's just a turn of phrase.
How do you turn a phrase?
Shut the fuck up. I think it's just a turn of phrase.
Okay.
It's just a saying.
Okay.
Now, should the ant be saying that? I don't really think so. That's a writer's decision. But what I think is how I'm interpreting is that the ants like, oh, this is the day, like that the echidnas are doing it, so let's help them, let's give them a big push.
So it's not like a ceremony that happens.
No, I don't actually think so.
Okay,
I think that's taking that too literal.
I'm a literal man.
Hey, that's a turn of phrase. There you go. Man, I thought I was reading some dumb shit, but it turns out I was hearing it this whole time.
Shut up, that was a good joke.
And then more of this. Hey, let's do comic panels, but tilted.
Yeah, I hate that.
It can be cool, but this is the wrong time for it. It doesn't vibe right. Just do it normally like this, where it's You can do intercuts, that's fine, but it just feels too much like a comic, a literal comic within a comic. All right, here we go. We cut to Enerjack talking to himself, flying and landing on a barren piece of land. Okay, actually, so I'll do it like this. I won't cover. I remember now. We did it like this.
Yeah.
But I won't do this because that actually hurt. That was not good for audio. Excellent. With the Guardian and the Fire Ants dispatched and their allies, the aptly named Chaotic, indisposed, I may effect my homecoming undisturbed, brah. At long last, the former site of Echidnopolis, or should I say, the once and future site of Necronopolis?
It's just, why did he choose that fucking name? I like the idea that the echidnas just can't name anything without Opolis at the end.
They really can't.
Like, that's just something that's just like, if it's a city, it's obviously an Opolis. It's, I both love and hate this so much.
Is that, did you fuck that up? No, it's Necronopolis.
Yeah, that's
not Necropolis, Necronopolis. One more. Yep, there it is, Necronopolis. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Necronopolis. Enerjack. Okay, so like we should have talked about this last time, but Enerjack is like too cool of a name for this dude.
You think Enerjack is a cool name?
I think so, but not for like it's completely does not fit. Enerjack sounds like a breakdancer. Or like a DJ, like a 90s, 2000s DJ.
Breakdancer weirdly fits, but he's like a breakdancer that thinks he's hot shit that everyone just kind of thinks is a loser. And like he'll go to all these competitions and he's just like, I don't get it. I'm not winning and I'm not getting laid. And he's really confused by that because he thinks he like won everything.
Got it. So the Australian breakdancer from the Olympics.
She was cooler.
To be honest, breakdancing should absolutely be an Olympic sport. They just need to vet it better, specifically in Australia. Which makes me sad that they removed it.
Did they really?
They removed it, and I think it was because of her, or like it was such a joke. They were like,
to be fair, I would be really proud that I got an entire Olympic sport removed by my performance. I would put that down on resumes, dude. That's
not confirmed. I'm just speculating that, but I'm pretty sure that it's not coming back. And I'm pretty sure it was because the organizers were like, yeah, we shouldn't have fucking done this.
I mean, I think
which blows, because looking at the actual winners, like that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That is some Olympics level shit.
Hey, this is Dominic in post. So I did look this up, and I found that in peoplemagazine.com, of all places, that breakdancing, or also known as breaking, was actually not going to be part of the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. That was decided in 2022. And there's a whole bunch of like localized organizing bureaucratic stuff that I don't need to necessarily get into. You can look that up yourself if you want, but it just wanted to correct that it was decided in 2022 that breaking was not going to be included in 2028, and it was not a result, or at least not a direct result, of the Australian breakdancer from 2024. So as funny as that is, that you do so poorly at a sport that you get it removed from the Olympics, that was not the case. So, sorry.
Enerjack slams a staff into the ground, and a city begins to be built all around him. We cut to Knuckles and Archimedes, who are what I can only presume days into their couple-hour walk.
Yeah, it's a joke.
No. We cut to, because you skipped an article. We cut to, like there should be the word R in there. We cut to Knuckles and Archimedes, who are what I can only presume are days into their couple-hour walk.
Ooh, look at me, Mr. College Boy over here.
You skipped a whole word. You sound like a fucking caveman, bro.
Hey, man. Blame the school system.
I can, actually. Knuckles passes out from the heat and awakens to a vision of his dad in the sky, Lion King style. And what was Knuckles' dad?
I don't know. Has he ever spoken?
Yeah, he totally did in that one issue where he was introduced.
Did we give him James Earl Jones' voice?
We will now. Okay. Yeah, it's not even like his original voice. That'd be actually funny.
Yeah.
If like that wasn't even his voice. It was just like, I'm imagining James Earl Jones as my dad. You must be brave, my son. You must be very brave. The path which lies ahead is a long and difficult one. Enerjack can be defeated. The key to your present peril is in our past. You've come so far, too far to surrender to despair, especially when salvation awaits you beyond the next rise. Archimedes and Knuckles begin walking over a sand dune, only to find an oasis. The two of them make camp and replenish their energy and head back out on their hike. They leave and look back, only for the oasis to have disappeared. It's also pertinent to the story to mention that they do acknowledge, like, is this just a mirage? Is this all fake? And they're like, no, this is real. Like, I have the items that we got from so it was,
I personally feel like that was implied because they like replenished their energy and stuff. Okay. But you know what? You're right to make it more explicit.
So it was not just, because I thought it was a mirage too. When reading it, I'm like, no, they acknowledge it's not a mirage. It's legit. In front of our two heroes, however, is a darkened city. Knuckles rushes in and immediately starts fighting some robots. Anna Jack's been one busy echidna. He's recreated Incarnapolis into a dark, corrupt reflection of ancient history. It's like one big maze. Any idea where to look for him? Well, if Dimitri's running true form, he's probably holed up in his new home, aka Anna Jack's Citadel. Knuckles starts beelining through the city, with every robot now following Knuckles and Archimedes. Knuckles rushes into a building that has a gate release. He rushes in and activates the gate, keeping all the robots outside, but locking Knuckles and Archimedes in with whatever is in this godforsaken place. Knuckles is running through this building, with Archimedes on his shoulder, Jiminy Cricket style. Knuckles remarks on the lack of enemies in the building, when Knuckles gets punched in the face, knocking him to the ground. Knuckles looks up and sees the Chaotix, all hypnotized and all ready to attack. End of part 2.
Okay, I'm going to open with, I think, is probably the question that everyone's thinking right now. Is when we think about giant worm movies, is Dune better or Tremors?
They're two completely different movies.
They are.
I'm answering this straight. Honestly, they are two extremely different movies to the point where they are incomparable. But Tremors is truly an 80s or 90s?
90s.
90s classic. Like, it has all the good things about 80s movies and then also a giant fucking worm that comes out of the ground. Like, it is truly one of the most perfect creature movies to ever be made. I'm not joking. It has such a wonderful pace and so satisfying kills.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Truthfully, I watched the trailer right before writing this, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, Tremors is good." I kind of ended up remembering it.
Tremors fucks so hard. I'm not joking.
I agree. An opinion I don't have about Dune. I like Dune, but I don't think Dune fucks. I think Tremors fucks.
Dune is really, really, really good, in my opinion. I think it's amazing cinema, true cinema, and also they were able to adapt what was considered the unadaptable.
Yeah.
Especially something that's so... I've not read it, but to me, it seemed very wordy and legendarily, like a hard sci-fi. Was it hard sci-fi or soft? Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. And
yes.
I want to respect those terms.
I think it's hard.
Okay.
Because how it's doing its sci-fi is very... I mean, the whole point is there's no computers or anything in the world. And so because was it AI was rampant? Or it was something along those lines. And they're like, we can't have computers, period.
It sounded like something like Warhammer 40k. There's a reason why there's no AI in 40k.
Yeah, but then I think it's soft because we're technically finding a magic drug that makes people go into this hypnotic state that can do super calculations. So we're going to say soft.
We're going to say soft. I'm sure people will correct us. But regardless, it is just the classic piece of sci-fi that has been unadaptable and was attempted to once before, famously at least once before, and it didn't work out. So I really do want to give the new Dune, the Denis Villeneuve films, their flowers, because it really does deserve it. But it doesn't fuck. It doesn't fuck like Tremors does.
I mean, when you've got Kevin Bacon, you're fucking.
When you have Kevin Bacon going to the premiere and he's going, I'm in a fucking movie about worms, and crying about it. It's like, my fucking career is here. And then not realizing the goal that he had just been part of.
For the record, I was just reading about this. He considered Tremors to be one of his worst films for the longest time. And then
he watched it.
Yeah, kind of. He literally was like, Tremors is the only movie of mine that I've watched more than once. And he's like, I kind of love it.
And that's the guy who made Footloose. Yeah.
Yeah, right? What I remember of that movie was it's a movie that just makes sense.
Yeah.
In terms of how you approach the situations that you're thrown into. I remember watching it and being like, yeah, that makes sense. I would also try to go about it this way. I'm going to try pole vaulting rock to rock because what else am I going to do? Right. Things like that. Where I was just like, yeah, there's solutions to everything. makes sense. You're not screaming at the movie being like, why are you going into that room? Why are you...
Yeah. Even the people who die, it's like, no, that would be me.
Yeah.
Because like the guy was like, get off the ground. So he goes into like a tire. He like a literal, like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, I would make that same mistake because this concept is so fucking insane. You know, yeah, it's like, yeah, no, I would make that same mistake. And it just was it the Chinese shop owner who gets like totally wrecked. I'm like, oh shit, he can go through buildings. Yeah. He can just jump and go through buildings. It's like, that's a new escalation. Like, that's so cool. It's like cool. It's cool stuff that makes sense. Yeah.
I agree.
And it's paced really well.
So
and really good character, right? Also really good human characters. Like the charisma on each of them is really good. Obviously some are better than others, but obviously Kevin Bacon's great, and I'm forgetting their names, but his friend, his buddy, who was only in the second one, and then finally the character who was in literally all like 6 or 7 films or whatever.
Yeah.
Burt, I think is his name.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Who's like locked and loaded every single freaking movie.
Sorry,
I know you're trying.
I have it.
I know you do. I found it before. I just don't know where it is now.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you can just quickly grab it and look at the guy's name, but I can't find it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can. Literally right next to Jackie Chan. Up one. Right.
Ooh,
it's a nice addition.
It's Fred Ward.
Yep.
I know.
Yes, it is.
I did know that name before. I just forgot it. Yeah, Fred Ward. That's awesome, dude. Where'd you get this from?
Arrow does special editions of like their first runs of movies.
Bro.
So it comes with like a little booklet and a nice poster and whatnot. They did Tremors 1 and 2, which I know I've seen Tremors 2. I don't remember it.
It has Kevin Bacon's sidekick, or like the friend in the second one only.
That makes sense.
Like he's only in the first and second.
And then on the backside has the original poster.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. This is an amazing poster, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
I love that poster a lot.
Kudos, man.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I would hang that poster up if I... That's a reference to something me and Dominic were talking about earlier.
Yeah, off camera, Nick is the type of person that he's like, well, I'm going to move in 2 years. This isn't a forever home, so I'm not going to do anything.
Yep. I'm a broken person.
No, I would do the same thing. I'm the same way.
So back to Sonic. So is the implication with the ants in the groundbreaking ceremony that the ants literally threw the island up?
No.
In tandem with the chaos energy?
In tandem?
Because he says the line, without our groundbreaking ceremony, you guys wouldn't have done jack shit.
2 things. It is 2 things. One, they dug.
Yeah.
They did the digging. So
they did the digging.
They disconnected from the earth. And then
so
also,
did the echidnas know that?
No.
Did the echidnas... Then what the...
It's implied that the echidnas didn't know that, and that they would have... It's implied. I don't know if they directly mention it, but Archimedes is arguing. He is saying that in their culture, they take credit for it, and the echidnas would have fucked up, and it would have been a failure. The floating island would have been a failure if it not for their digging and for their pushing.
But then why? Okay, why? Why did they do this?
Who, the echidnas?
No, the fire ants.
The motive is a good question, and I didn't see anything there. My assumption is that they are, well, okay, in the absence of any direct reason so far.
Yeah, I'll accept theory.
It is simply that they are good people. That is the implication that Ken and Mike are giving us. I don't think that's good.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it at all. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, Archimedes, and at least, so that generation of fire ants, we don't fucking know. And it's like, what the hell? For Archimedes, so far, it just seems like he's more just so pissed about the lack of credit. And that lack of credit is deeply seated into fire ant culture. You know what? Here, I'm gonna run in defense of Ken and Mike here. Unnecessarily, like they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
I'm not sold one way or another. I'm like, this might get explained. I'm just curious. So go.
Yeah. So far, it doesn't seem like it's well explained. The motive. You're right. That could be explained later. Hopefully by the 3rd and last issue of this miniseries, where they complete an arc. But yeah, we don't know right now. What would be cool is if this is an example of how, Some cultures, they just fucking hold on to something forever and they just can't let it go when they should.
Well, and I like, it's interesting you said that, because I like, that's kind of the direction I was thinking.
Mhm.
And I kind of hope that's like, they try to deliver on that, because there's an interesting, they're already playing with that core concept with Knuckles, which is why I like a little bit of what's happening here with Knuckles, in the sense that, like, he always assumed he had this like role as the guardian of the Chaos Emerald and like Angel Island and whatnot, from like a sacred duty standpoint.
Mhm.
And now he's realizing that it's like, oh, you know, my ancestor is the one that like fucked this all up, and I'm doing this to atone for the sins of my forefathers, right? Like the sins of our fathers.
Yes. Okay, thank you. That's where I was going to go with it, because on top of, the last thing I said was, and they should. My opinion on top of that is, I don't think you should let it go. Some things you shouldn't let go.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't let it consume you in your personal whatever.
Yeah.
In your personal life. So, for instance, the analogy, obviously, that is, we are superimposing this story in particular, not Ken and Mike, probably. But my analogy is, the culture of, like, for instance, Native Americans is one of like, hundreds of years ago, we were like fucking genocided. And it's like, we shouldn't let that, like, so the argument is like, oh, they should let that go because it's been so long now. I'm saying, no, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. Now, should that mean that they should completely, fucking, pull away from all of society and not be friends with anyone? Or like, of course not. Of course, the fire ants shouldn't do that. Or, in my opinion, I don't think community should do that, because the only way we can come together as a society is to come together, I should say. The only way to progress forward is to come together in certain ways, right? But again, I'm talking extremely broadly here.
Well, so I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Only because Knuckles was lied to. That would make sense if, like, he knew the story of Enerjack and like what took place 1,000 years ago, right?
So Knuckles is like, the analogy I'm superimposing on top of the story is, Knuckles is like a young man who was lied to and is a white nationalist, or like thinks like a conservative, or like a typical American conservative. Let me say that, which is inherently white nationalist, but you know what I mean, right?
Sure. Okay.
Where it's like, we're the stewards of the land, we fucking. Oh, did you see that one Jubilee thing where it was 20 on 1? There was a guy who argued, like, my ancestors, we are Native Americans because they came over on the Mayflower, or something like that. Where it's like, he was my ancestors were colonialists.
So,
that's where we're at, Nick. That's where we're at.
I know where we're at. That's just in defense of America. They do, for television and YouTube series, try to get the most extreme and insane people on camera.
Correct. No, that is an argument. So that's a whole thing we can get into, but that is a criticism of that Jubilee channel.
Sure.
Much talked about in recent weeks, actually.
Okay, because that's an insane thing to say.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Back to.
Sorry. That was a little too topical for my taste, even. But regardless, sorry, we got lost in the sauce. But the point is that a cool thing that Archimedes could be portrayed here is that Archimedes is like, I have this grudge against you, and I'm using it to not work against you, and that's why I fucking hate you.
But I don't get the vibe that Archimedes has a grudge against Knuckles or anything.
No.
They
are working together because of the dire circumstances.
Not only that, like he was testing Knuckles. He was purposely putting him through trials to make sure he's ready for what's coming ahead. Like that to me doesn't scream like I hate you. Like he's trying to make him better.
You know what? I agree with you. I am wrong. That isn't hate. I just hate that.
Oh, yeah. There's a difference because I do hate that too.
No. You're correct. I was thinking that way, and you just showed me a better way to read it. And I was like, no, actually, I agree with you, Nick.
Yeah.
That is I was reading that incorrectly. I fucking hate how it's written then.
Yeah.
I actually despise that because one of the most annoying, storylines or tropes or whatever is, yes, oh, I was just testing you this whole time. No, fuck off. That's not how people work. That's not how people should work.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like TikTok tests where it's like, oh, testing your partner and like, doing this to them, like, or just break up with them because you don't trust them. That's fine. Just be a straightforward person.
You could actually probably argue that they're in this situation because of Archimedes. Because if he like didn't do all these stupid fucking tests to Knuckles and just like sat down and had a conversation with him, like this could have been
this could have been cool.
Chaotix was in a whole group together because Archimedes captured them all, and then this guy comes and shows up and immediately takes them. If we didn't spend like 2 weeks trying to figure out where the Chaotix went. Like, I guess we don't know the timetable, right? I don't know how long it took for Knuckles to sit down and try to find everyone in the Chaotix crew. I don't know how time works and if they're going to like address time in a smart way in this series.
There is like a breathing room. There should be a breathing room, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and look, unless it's like an insane jump like 20 years later, like Mobius 20 years later, right? Unless it's that.
I know that's a direct reference.
It is a direct reference, by the way.
Because I have that comic.
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I know of the name. But anyway, unless it's that, I hate this. I do hate this about stories. Sometimes stories, they need to not literally, portray the time, but you do need to portray some of the time.
I agree.
Like, I know montages are montages, but sometimes I need to like feel that.
I mean,
where it's like, okay, 5 months shouldn't be, they don't have to be 5 months. It's 5 months is 5 months, but like 5 months can be 10 minutes or 5 minutes in a movie or a story or whatever. I just don't buy it sometimes instead of like 30 seconds.
I agree.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the montage or whatever, or the time jump.
Yeah. And like, that's a pretty, I mean, I don't know if it's a big issue, but I mean, I don't know how long the Chaotix crew was missing until Knuckles found them, right? You can assume a few days at minimum.
This leads me to probably another pain point of this whole arc of this miniseries. It's the classic, we've been captured, we've been hypnotized, which was shown at the end of the last issue, but still it's like, now the hero has to fight his friends.
Yeah.
I barely care about these motherfuckers.
I mean,
I really don't. After all this time, as someone whose first Sonic the Hedgehog game actually sitting down and playing was Sonic Heroes, where I did play as the Chaotix, right? I still don't know the personalities of the Chaotix.
We know more about the fire ant that's been hanging out with Knuckles than the Chaotix.
Bro, dude, when you put it that way, that's actually insane. You're correct.
I know.
That's actually insane.
What they should have done is take whoever focus tested as the coolest, so probably SBO or Vector, and have one of them join, like, he didn't get captured, and they join Knuckles and Archimedes, just so that we can, like, develop one of the Chaotix crew, right?
Yes.
That's it. And the other guys can, like, all else be, like, captured, and then
Agree.
They do their little fight, blah, 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 and then that way, when more things happen in the future, then you concentrate on another Chaotix member who, but knowing how these fucking comics go, they're going to introduce a new character and focus all of their time and energy on that. And
or a whole new fucking team.
Yeah, we just won't ever get to know who SBO is deep down, right?
And it doesn't have to be like insanely detailed, but like give me a core character trait and an arc.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I just want...
I don't know who these these characters are.
I know.
Like Vector is just guy who says, find the computer room. You don't get that reference, but like find the computer room and is the leader. Cause
is he the leader?
Okay. So other than Knuckles, so in the game so starting from Sonic Heroes onward, Vector is the de facto leader of the
I kind of assumed he was the dumbest.
and the leader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So and then Knuckles is too tied to Team Sonic in
Mhm.
Sonic Heroes and everything else and all because it's the games, right?
Yeah.
That he's not tied to the characters anymore or to the Chaotix anymore.
Okay.
And that's how it's been
I buy it.
in game world at least. So it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because there are seeds of really cool things to like you can say things here. Really cool lessons and things about society or how people work and none of it is attempted. It's just punch.
Developing characters is something that they just don't really do. I feel like everything is just like lore and story.
And I do wonder, it's like, is this what people mean by it's just a kid's comic? Is that what they mean? Is this where the standard was and is?
I don't know.
I hope not, because kids have been suffering in that sense for not suffering, but you know what I mean. It's like you're wasting like. I've always said this, but like whenever I'm around a kid, I'm like I don't baby them.
Yeah.
I don't treat them like shit or anything. Of course, I'm not talking the way I talk to you, but I'm like if I see like a 5-year-old, I'm like, hey, what's that, buddy? Or like what's going on? Or what are you thinking? I'm not asking them about stocks or trades.
See, I am. And that's why I'm very poor.
I try to, when appropriate, I try to challenge kids and like introduce a word. I love introducing kids to words that they don't know about.
I like to challenge them to duels.
Well, now you're just trying to be cool.
And I win every time.
Yes, that's the thing, is don't let them win.
Because they're children.
Yes, exactly.
So you use big words around the little children?
Yes.
Okay.
I really do. One time I had my cousin, my little itty bitty cousin, he was 6 years old at the time, and I was like truly exposing him to like bebop jazz, like Thelonious Monk, Charlie Parker, just to see how he would react. And it was mixed results. Sometimes it seems like he'd be interested. He liked the energy of it, but he obviously like that's it really advanced shit. For even an adult. So just and like challenging them and helping that developing brain.
Sure.
Right? Are we not I'm not saying that fucking Ken Penders has an obligation here to develop the brains of the readers, but you could try. You could like do something.
It is
you could put something forward in the world other than your
I do think this is going to be a criticism of mine is about these comics in general is it seems like they want to try to tell big stories, but they get lost in trying to tell these stories and kind of lose the like character element.
You have put me on something. Thank you. That's a great point. That's a fantastic point. They want to tell these big, grandiose stories, deep stories, but they never understood how to.
Yeah.
That's a very bold claim because I need to know even. Well, I don't know.
That's my.
Do you think in my opinion, I don't feel like I am. I don't feel like I am well versed enough still to make that in totality.
I agree.
Make that assessment.
I agree, but also
we're kind of getting there.
No, like
No? Okay.
I feel like we haven't seen like the big stories yet.
I agree. I concur.
I feel like we're just getting out of the like fun one shots with like a hint of like something.
I concur.
But, everything has always just kind of been hinting at a bigger, grandiose like world. Nothing concrete, and I feel like these Knuckles, the Sally miniseries, all of those stuff is like finally starting to. Really, it seems like Ken Penders is the one that's like really driving these like story worlds for better or worse. And I mean, for better, I feel like that's part of the reason why this probably has staying power is because it's the world they're creating is interesting.
It is. It truly is. Yes.
It's just I can't really comment yet.
I can't either. It really, it's giving me Star Wars prequel vibes, where it's like, oh, there's something really cool here. It was just executed really not well.
Yeah.
And I still feel that way about the prequels. Take off your rose-tinted glasses, folks. The sequels are worse, but the prequels, they are bad. Like, it's okay. You can still say that.
Episode 1 has pod racing, though. So episode 1 is good.
Best part of that movie. Yeah.
I mean, I do think episode 1 is the best. And then
Of those three?
Yeah. I think it goes in order. It goes 1, 2, and 3. I think 3 is the worst one.
I don't know how to feel about that. Because they're all so messy.
Yeah, they're messy, but 1 felt the most cohesive. And it feels like with 2, they kind of go into a different direction or something. I don't know how to describe it, but... And also, I haven't seen episodes 1, 2, and 3 since high school, I think.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched them in a while, but not that long.
I'm not a huge Star Wars... What I'll say is I'm a huge Star Wars video game fan.
Yes,
I think playing the Star Wars video games are always a blast.
I absolutely agree. Those old Lucasfilms games,
Mm-hmm.
I 1000% agree. And in fact, I'm a bigger Star Wars fan. I consider, between the two of us, I consider myself the bigger Star Wars fan.
1000%.
Holistically.
Yeah.
But in just comparing it to myself, I am the bigger Star Wars fan in the video games.
Mm-hmm.
than the movies.
What I'll say is...
Or the books, because I have barely read the books. I think I've read The Courtship of Princess Leia.
My biggest, Star Wars thing that I got really into was the Star Wars pod racing game.
I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I played it at a friend's house.
And
yeah.
It was great.
I played it at a friend's house. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I always wanted to play on the N64 because you could set it up so you have 2 controllers. So the right side would be...
Oh, what? That was a thing you could do?
Yeah. But it looks way fucking worse on the N64 than the Dreamcast.
Oh,
so,
sure.
as someone who was spoiled playing the Dreamcast version, I would go to a friend's house and they're playing the N64 one. I'm like, this looks like fucking trash.
It's not like the Dreamcast. It's not thinking.
That's true. That's
do you know what I'm referring? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if the people do.
No, it's the commercial
Yeah.
that they had.
The Dreamcast. It's thinking.
Grab your guitar.
Now it's time for Sonicgrams. You can write to Sonicgrams. Oh yeah, it's a legally distinct Sonicgrams. It's an unaffiliated Sonicgrams. We made our own Sonicgrams.
Normally I read the emails, but I didn't print this out.
Okay.
And
you can't read
the
it.
angle that I am at with my TV, I have an OLED and it's got a pretty glossy screen, which 99% of the time I'm okay with, except for when I sit in this exact position, which means I can barely see the screen.
You got it.
So Dominic, you're going to read it today.
I got it.
He hasn't read this, so you're going to get raw reaction. Close your eyes really quickly and make sure I'm on the right email. Thank you, because I was on the wrong one. Okay, go ahead and read it. Out loud.
No subject. Mike F. If Knuckles was a girl, do you think she'd be named Knockers?
And so I've thought about this a lot, and thank you, Mike F, for the question. And truly the correct, you chose the correct time to ask this because we're doing the Knuckles miniseries, so I appreciate the theme. The answer is yes. I believe if Knuckles was a female, she would be called Knockers. Thank you for the question. Dominic.
For the record, I've been, so for our listeners, I have been almost lying down on this couch while doing this show because this
we're gonna fix this.
This mic stand slowly, like, scan through this YouTube video if you're watching. The mic stand slowly goes down. Like, it just so slowly just creaks downward. Anyway, so if Knuckles was a girl, do you think she'd be named Knocker? So straight answer is no.
Well, your gay answer.
Thank you. No, but my actual honest answer is obviously that wouldn't pass Sega censors. No, that kind of would though.
That's just
Japan in the 90s. I actually think it might. 1995. for
Well, you can also like,
and
you can play it off.
They have an out, not an out, but there is plausible deniability in that name. It's not like boobs, right? No, it's
like no, she knocks them around.
Exactly.
She punches them.
That's awesome. What the fuck is Laura Sue? Give me knockers, Ken Penders. Come on, man.
Knockers the Echidna. It's such a good name. Such a good name. I'm gonna have to wait for you to calm down before we get to this next email.
Mike F. All the bangers, all the knockers. Okay, here we
go. Next email is also from Mike F.
Okay. Follow up to previous questions sent. It was in all caps. Okay. If Dominic Freaky Friday'd into knockers, would he immediately get a breast reduction still, or are her breasts too integral to her character? That's a really good question, actually.
It's also, again, timely because Freaky Friday 2 is about to come out this weekend. So
I was just going to mention that. Yeah. Really well done.
You moi with the timing.
100%.
I can't comment. This is Dominic only question.
So the thing with this question is,
I know the answer.
If I had boobs, it would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would be rocking those boobs all the time. 100%.
Knocker rocker.
Yeah. By that I mean like I would. Okay, so this reminds me of a really funny memory from high school where I thankfully
it can't be that funny because I wasn't there.
No, that's true. That's true. That's a really conceited thing to say, actually. That's kind of fucked up, actually, because we didn't. Yeah, that was like a full 5-6 years before we knew each other.
Yeah, hey man, you didn't know what phony was until you met me.
Exerting the ownership. Okay, here we go. So one time it was gym class, but health class. So really, it was just gym class in a classroom as opposed to the gym.
Yeah.
So just to give you the vibe of what the atmosphere was like.
Okay.
So it's just boys. Because we're talking about anatomic,
sure,
the anatomy, and
in high school it's just boys.
Catholic school.
Okay.
Separate. No, I'm sorry. Separate. So the girls get their own class.
Okay, that's just so wild to me. Because like in middle school, I was doing sex ed with with women.
Yeah. But it wasn't Catholic school.
I know.
Exactly.
That's just so wild to me.
Yeah, 100%. And, but I think the teacher was running late or something. They had to go do something. And the guys were just literally just bullshitting in one massive 20-person semicircle or whatever, just bullshitting.
Sure.
Right. And then back and forth, kind of having a good time. And then all of a sudden this one guy, I will not say his name. He just says, man, if I was a girl, I would just look into the mirror and just, man, if I was a girl, I would look at the mirror, get naked, and just be like, yeah. And everyone just turned and looked at him. And it's like, what? It's one of those things that you say in high school where it's actually so embarrassing that no one's laughing, no one's making fun of you. It's just everyone genuinely just thinks that was the most out-of-pocket thing they've heard in their whole life. And it's just like, okay. And I saw him just retreat into himself in real time on his face. Yes, in real time on his face, and that taught me to be like, oh, I should never say anything in my life.
But here we are.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm doing it in the safety of someone who's equally stupid.
Yeah,
and we can potentially make money off of this. See, that's
off stupidity.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Yeah. Oh, dude, if we were white nationalists,
I was gonna say,
if we were white nationalists, we would be rolling in the dough right now.
I got no joke. I was trying.
The joke is America.
Yeah.
But anyway, would I get a breast reduction? No, because I think boobs are cool. I'm a boob guy. I'm sorry.
Well, and so
I appreciate ass.
In your defense,
yeah.
I don't know if I think about your breast reduction comment far more than any normal person should, and your like explicit reason, as insane as it was you were gonna get a boob reduction because the boobs would interfere with you sneaking around. And so if you are knockers, there's no sneaking around.
No.
You would just be busting through the front door and knocking them around.
That would be, dude. Okay, actually, I don't know this. Are breasts helpful in a fight? Probably not, actually, right?
No. If anything, they're a hindrance.
They're a hindrance?
So
okay.
maybe that's why you get the breast reduction. Because they're flopping around too much. I mean, if they're too big, they hurt when, you know.
Of course they hurt, like, in every second of your life.
Yeah.
But in a fight...
Are you hoping to, like, seduce the person so they don't punch you or something?
No, it's like, what if I...
How do they help?
Let's say there's 3 guys on my left, right? So, and I'm like over here.
One boob for each guy?
No, I go boom, boom, and then boom.
And I'm the dumb one? Yeah, what if, man?
Yeah, what if?
What kind of range do you think you've got on these boobs?
Oh my god. Okay, so have you noticed this? Where
So where are we going?
Have you noticed this? Where it's in.
I feel like I need to end the podcast now before you say something really fucking dumb.
Okay, yeah, do it. You should end the podcast.
I need to know now. We can't tease the audience like that. What are you about to say?
Oh my god. Okay. I'm actively thinking, should I
You can't. You
should I remove this podcast from my LinkedIn? Okay.
Yes.
I will for different reasons. And it's tied to that thing I didn't tell you at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Have you noticed how in hentai the boobs are either like J-cup size, like incredibly like large, or nothing? And it's like, can we just get like C cups? Can we just get regular, or like, you know, B to C to like D single?
So we're gonna start making a petition for Japan, and it's gonna be make boobs normal sized again.
And here's so that's the header of the letter, and then just beneath that, just these words. Ready? Hey, remember Shinzo?
And that's the issue. I don't have the outro out, but we need to end this one. And that's the issue. Only 378 left to go. 7 left to go.
Because you never changed it from last time, right?
At twitch.tv/Mojosaurus. My personal blue sky is at Mojosaurus.
And I'm Dominic. You can follow my jazz adventures in Chicago at Blue Collar Jazz. And my personal blue sky is at Domquan.
You can follow us on socials at Gotta Talk Fast. TikTok is Gotta Talk Faster. We also have a video version of this podcast where you can follow along with panels and watch our handsome faces.
You can write in to the show at Sonicgrams at gottatalkfast.com. Ask us questions, provide corrections, and give your opinion on this week's issue.
We're also opening up a new segment where you can just send us your best hentai and we'll talk about it on the podcast.
People will do that. People will do that, and I will answer. I'm going to cut that because people will do it, and that will be sexual harassment, actually. It is such like men of us to be like, yeah, sexually harass us.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Men are.
I think we're just lonely for attention.
No, that's actually what it is that women are drowning and men are in the desert. That's actually what it is because of capitalism, in my opinion.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember, when life keeps going fast, you gotta talk fast and just get through it.
I love you. Gotta talk.
Gotta Talk Fast was written by Nick Folkerts and edited by Dominic Guanzon. Intro and outro themes recorded by Dominic Guanzon. Gotta Go Fast, originally composed by Norman J. Grossfeld, Joseph Garrity, and Russell Velasquez.
Gotta talk, gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk, gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk, gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk. Gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk. Fast. Gotta talk.